We're skipping the small talk and going straight to the unfiltered, drunk in the bathroom at a club with the girls. We're talking backdoor, relationship tips, red flags, and all the fun things, answering your questions. All right, I'm Miss Pink Water Bottle Girl. This is my favorite topic to talk about. One of the questions that you guys wrote into me, because I put a little poll on my Instagram and I was like, what are we getting into? Okay, first one. Is eye contact during intimacy a must or is it way too intense? Oh, I love a little eye contact, but it's like sprinkle. So, you don't want to stare at them the whole time, but in those moments where it matters. So when you're, in missionary, obviously ladies, we like to close our eyes and be in the moment. Maybe he does too. Maybe he's just busy, working that stroke game. You want to make sure you look up once in a while, look into their eyes, kind of hold it because it makes the bedroom pound town even better. Because when you have more connection, it makes it more spicy. It feels better when you care more. And you can use this with situationships. You can use this in your hookups. Like if you use the eye contact, you can use it in different ways. You can give somebody the googly eyes that say, I love you, I want you to finish inside me. Or you can pretty much just give them the googly eyes that say, this is really hot, but this is a one-time thing. So use your eyes appropriately. There's a lot of different ways to get into it. All right, what is the most daring thing on my bucket list that I haven't tried yet? You guys know I'm so explorative in my bedroom game. I would have to say I've never done any animal play, and I know you're like, ew, get out of here, but I think about like the Sydney Sweeney, Euphoria, she does like the puppy play, and obviously we have furry play. I don't really want like a full furry suit, but I could maybe get into the idea of doing some like cute little, puppy play or something like that with like a little bit, but more for the dynamic of the submissive to dominant, okay? I think that's more hot. It's not exactly the animal thing, but I like that dynamic of play, and honestly, I could do both. I could be versatile with it. But I think that's on my bucket list. Okay, next one. What do I do? My boyfriend wants to go to Pound Town in the morning, but I'm more of a night person. What do I tell him? I'm never in the mood in the morning. Oh, baby girl, I get you. I wake up and I am exhausted. I have crusty in my eyes. I have my retainer on, my hair wrap. It is not the time to be coming down, okay? And as women, we get self-conscious. Guys are like, why don't you want to crack in the morning? That's when they have the biggest water bottle, okay? It's when it's really stiff because they were sleeping. It just rushed up there, that blood flow. So they wake up harder than a freaking rock, and we wake up feeling like we just got ran over by a truck. So those are two different energies. So I feel like in the morning, the best way if you do want to compromise is you have to defrost, okay, baby? Get up, go do your skincare maybe, go freshen yourself up, put on your little under eye patches, chill, then come back to bed. You guys can just like sit on your phone, wake up together. And then after about 20 minutes of a slow wake up, you will find you're more awake and probably more in the mood. But don't put pressure on yourself and begin it with like slow touch and things like that and teasing, and feel how your body goes from like, yeah, I want more of this, or no, I'm not really in the mood. And if not, you guys compromise. Some days you do it in the morning, some days you do it at night, or even better, maybe during the middle of the day, before the date. I know we always think about it like do it after the date, but then you're full and you're tired, you're hungry, whatever the situation is. If you put it off till later, you have problems, and if you do it too early, you have problems. So maybe you guys just need to meet in the middle, a little afternoon freaky deaky. Okay, next one. Ooh, okay. Let's get into it. There's so many good questions. Do you think friends with benefits ever actually works, or does someone always end up catching feelings? Oh, I think it can work. Okay, friends with benefits can work, but you have to do strategic moves to make sure you're not falling for them. When I talked about googly eyes earlier, that's what we're not gonna do. We're not gonna give them I love you googly eyes. We're not gonna love bomb. We're not gonna make all these, plans for the future. Some people's only flirting style is love bombing, which kind of just sucks. Like if you meet somebody like that, you're gonna realize, yeah, this can't be friends with benefits because you only know how to like love dump, like being like, you're the most beautiful girl, you're the only one I love, you're the only one I want. And then reality, they have like a huge roster, but that's just because that's their only key way to flirt. Whereas ladies, there are multiple ways to flirt. So you can work on practicing keeping that little distance, that little boundary between you two, not doing too much, after pillow talk. Do the aftercare, but skip the pillow talk where you're like mushy and gushy. Try not to share too many of your everyday personal problems. You're just not trying to become reliant on them. Keep that for your friends, for your loved ones. Don't rely on them for emotional support. Just be there for more of the physical support, and you can make it happen. But that's where people blur the line. They get too lovey-dovey. They treat it like a relationship. They go out to breakfast. They have dates. You can't do that with your friends with benefits. It doesn't work. I'm sorry. That's the only problem. It's very tricky and it does fail because of that. Okay. What is a specific boundary or hard no that you have that others might find surprising? Oh, this is a good question. So as like a bop girly, you know, I'm on that blue and white site. We talk about this every time before you like make content with another girl or guy. You're like, hey, what's your boundaries? What do we like, not like? Sometimes it's like, oh, I have my eyelashes on. Don't be sitting on my face. Don't mess them up. So it could be as simple as that. But my boundaries, usually when it comes to working with other creators, I don't like spit. I don't want spit in my mouth. I don't want spit in my eye. I don't want any of that. So that's usually one of my boundaries, which lots of people love spit play, but spit play for me has to be like the right person. Like if I'm gonna say yes to being like baby birded in my mouth, I'm gonna wanna make sure that we have a little bit of a connection first, you know what I mean? So I would say spit is not my favorite, but most things I'm comfortable with. And honestly, that can change. Like your ick at a moment or your, you know, the thing you don't really like might fluctuate and it might change throughout the years. So you might hate something one year, love it the next. Okay, have you ever stayed in a relationship just because the physical chemistry was too good to leave? No, I haven't. Okay, I'm actually like, this is a good one because I feel like so many women stay with really toxic men just because they have good pound town. But long term, you're just like sacrificing physical pleasure for emotional damage and unhappiness. So I feel like I wouldn't ever settle just for the bare minimum of physicality. Like that is the bare minimum. It is easy to get good in the bedroom if you take the steps and learn somebody. But the physical connection is nothing if you don't have the emotional, because why be with them every single day if you're just like annoyed or if they're like being bad? So I would say no. Physical connection is not everything. Okay. Next one. What is your honest opinion on backdoor exploration? And is it a total yes or not in this lifetime? Oh, if you know me, baby, you know me, I preach about the back starfish, okay? I think you should eat it, love it, live it, breathe it, have your nose up in there, pressed inside it. It feels so good. But that's just me. But that is because I've learned how to relax and get comfortable with the right partner to get into that moment. I will say backdoor is very exposed, okay? So if you're not super close and vulnerable with somebody, it's gonna be awkward. Why? Because literally shit happens. Like it might be a little bit messy. It's just a little chocolate sauce. You just get a baby wipe, you wipe it off, you go back to it. But it feels really nice and it does take practice. There's literally things I call training where you have to like build up to it. It's like a spicy term. We talk about it a lot in the bop world, but you do have to do backdoor training. You relax that muscle, and once you learn, once it clicks how to relax your body, it's just like when you get ready to, you know, I don't know, do a meditation or do yoga and you learn how to relax into it, do that deep breathing, be mindful. You literally are practicing meditation and mindfulness doing backdoor play. And now I've got though to the point where I can just like slip it in, bing bada boom, but it took me like 3 years to get there. Like that took a long time. So I say yes, but take it easy. Don't rush it. You don't have to have the whole entire pink water bottle in your back door the first time you try it. Maybe you get a tip, maybe you get a finger, a thumb, something fun. You know, a thumb in the back, it's my favorite. So don't be mad about that. Oh, that was a good question. Who's trying to do the back door? I love that. I love the energy though. You should be curious. Your body has so many untapped spots. Next one. This one's good. What is the biggest misconception that people have about more extreme or adventurous intimacy? Oh, number one thing that I love to talk about is just because people like rougher pound town or even more extreme pound town, maybe people think of like, you know, 50 Shades of Grey, we're talking the bonds, the ties, the ropes, all that spicy stuff, like the real non-vanilla stuff, not like the, you know, TikTok box version that's like, ooh, when he ties me up with handcuffs. Like, no, we're talking extreme play. People always are like, oh, that's because you have like trauma or you have this or that. I have read so many books on intimacy and all these topics talked about by people way smarter and who know way more and have way more degrees on me. And every single time they say just because somebody likes rougher play doesn't mean they have trauma. It is just sensation play. It is like when you put a little blindfold on your eyes and you're deprived of the sensory. It allows your body to feel things that you normally wouldn't feel through that little pleasure pain mix. So never hate on somebody if a partner's like, oh, I like this, because then you judge them and you're like, oh, what happened to you? Nothing happened to the person. They just like a simple, it's like a kink. It's just a certain flavor you have for that. You either like it or you don't like it, but it doesn't have anything to do with somebody's background. Yes, a factor could be somebody's previous history and maybe that affected them, or completely not. There's no like hit or miss. I think that's a big misconception that people have about that side of the world. Okay. Next one. What is a hot take on shower intimacy? Is it a romantic dream or a slippery logistical nightmare? Who typed that? You put a lot of words that were complicated, but shower kraken. Oh, I strongly believe that once you do it once in the shower, you're like, oh, I am never doing this again. But there's ways to do it right, because you might try something to slip it into your kitty cat ladies, and water is not a lubricant. It is an anti-lubricant. It makes it drier. It makes it more uncomfortable. I take the shower as the warm-up, okay? The best place for foreplay. When I want to take a shower with my partner or even by myself, that's a perfect place to do solo pleasure as well. But with your partner, it's a perfect time to start the smooching and the groping and the touching and the feeling and get that passion, you know, going up. But then when you actually want to start the P and the V or whatever else you're doing, I would then go to the bedroom. And it's even nicer. You're all clean. So if you're doing backdoor play, you're clean. If he's gonna eat out your taco, it's clean. His thing is nice. Everybody's fresh. And then you just get into bed and have your fun time without the stress of being in a shower and slipping and falling. It's something you're gonna try, and then you're gonna realize it's not all that. Next one. Oh, I've slipped and fallen in the shower too. It was so painful and embarrassing. Like, you don't know embarrassment until your cheeks down in front of your partner in a very vulnerable pose getting waterboarded. It's not fun. Okay, next one. How do you deal with the aftermath or post-spicy awkwardness if a new experiment doesn't go as planned? Oh, I love this question, because I have tried things for like my bop site and made videos, or even just in the bedroom, that I thought I was gonna love. For example, food play. Thought it was really fun. Put some whipped cream on the biddies, maybe on his thing, slurp it, you know, do all that fun stuff. It gave me a UTI. I got a horrible UTI, because food play, it doesn't even matter. Sometimes even if it's like food safe, like they have certain ones, you just have to be careful. But that was just regular whipped cream. I would definitely now in the future know to buy specific products made for the bedroom to prevent the UTI. So that went really bad. And then also when I was trying to get some of the whipped cream off of his pink water bottle, I accidentally kind of nibbled it because I couldn't see his thing. So I went like, and my teeth kind of hit it, and it really hurt, and he like jumped back in pain, and I was startled and I was embarrassed, and it made me realize that I didn't want to do food play for a very long time. And I also don't like the sticky feeling, so it's not my favorite. And it did end awkwardly and just like in a random shower where we're both just like cleaning up the whipped cream, being like, okay, that was anticlimactic. So be careful of food play. You don't want a UTI. Next one. What is one thing everybody should try at least once to expand their horizons? Oh, this is a good question. Something I would say to try just once. That's hard. It's really difficult, and I know it's gonna seem so like basic, but the back door. I know everybody's scared of it, but it's honestly really nice. And I know we talked about it earlier, but so many people think that the back door is painful. Completely false. That's a myth. If it hurts during the back door, you're doing it wrong. He's not warming you up enough. You're not warming up enough. Whatever you guys doing, they, them, whoever, needs more warm up before you go there. You have to eat it. You have to press it. It's like a muscle. Hold it there, massage on the outside, then try one finger, maybe two, then their entire, you know, cucumber, the pink water bottle. Then you slowly build up into it. And that took me like 2 years to love it. So I would say everybody should try it, but everybody rushes it and it hurts. And then they're like, oh, I hate it. It's terrible. And then they just like give it a bad rumor when it's actually not true. They just did it wrong. Woof, guys, that wraps up your naughty, spicy questions that you're too embarrassed to ask your friends or family. Who's to say? Hopefully you learned something with me today. I'll be back for another episode next week. I'll see you guys soon.